So just now we learned congruent segments and about midpoint of segment. Now we have exercise 1.2 and we are going to see a problem based on that. Let's see, the question says the following table shows the point and their coordinates. Using this information we have to see that whether segment B and segment AD are congruent or not. Now as I had told students about congruent segment, what are congruent segments? Quickly recall the definition. Good, very good. We'll say two segments are congruent only when their lengths are equal. So what we need to do here, just find out the length of B and length of ED and see if they are equal. If length of BE and length of AD will be equal, we'll say the two segments are congruent. But the next question arises that how to get the length of BE? Right, now we need to find out length of segment B. So length can be find out by finding the distance between 2 points, and distance can be find out using the formula we did in the very first lecture, that is greater coordinate minus smaller coordinate. So first here we are going to find out distance, then after that length, and then after that we'll see their congruency. So let's start from here. First of all, we have to find out distance between point B and point E. So as you know, we start with the solution. It goes on, the coordinate of point B is 5, coordinate of E is 9. Now students, we need to decide which one is greater and which one is smaller. So it's very simple, like out of 5 and 9, 9 is greater than 5. So now we can find out the distance between B and E using the formula greater coordinate minus smaller coordinate. Greater coordinate minus smaller coordinate. So this will be 9 minus from the formula and 5. So 4 is the distance of BE. We have got distance between B and E is what? 4. So it can be also presented as the length of segment B as what? 4. So we have got length of BE. Similarly, we need to find out what length of AD. We'll mark it as what? Result number 1. Let's see how we can find out distance of AD. So students, now we'll discuss to find out the length of segment AD. We'll start same. Coordinate of A is minus 3. Coordinate of D is minus 7. Now we need to see which one is greater out of minus 3 and minus 7. Yes student, minus 3 will be greater than minus 7 as both the numbers are negative, and we have discussed it earlier that if two numbers both are in negative, the smaller one will be greater. So minus 3 is greater than minus 7. Now using the formula for finding distance of AD, we'll write once again, it's greater coordinate minus smaller coordinate. Greater coordinate minus smaller coordinate. So now greater is what? Minus 3, minus from the formula smaller coordinate is what? Minus 7. So as I told you that whenever two minus signs are together, use a bracket to separate them. Now solving them further, minus 3. Since the minus is outside the bracket, so the sign of the number inside the bracket will get changed and this will become minus plus. Now minus 3 plus 7, solving it for the plus minus, minus sign of greater number. So we'll get distance of AD as what? 4. Converting into length, length of segment AD becomes 4. Mark it as what? Result number 2. Now we'll compare the two results. Result number B, in equation 1 we have got B as 4. Now we have got AD as 4. So we can write, since length of BE is equals to length of AD from 1 and 2, and as per the definition, if the lengths are equal, then segments are congruent. Hence we can say segment BE is congruent to segment AD. So for this case, we have got the two segments are congruent. We have other problems also based on this, where we cannot get the segments congruent. So you just need to understand, if the lengths are not equal, we'll say the segments are not congruent. Thank you. Okay students, so here we have another problem. Point N is midpoint of segment AB and length of AB is given to be 8. We need to find out what length AM. So let's see it once again. Point N is midpoint of segment AB. Let me draw the figure so that you can understand it in a better way. This is what your segment AB, and it is given that M is midpoint of segment AB. So we see here that since M is midpoint of segment AB, this very information is what students given to us. We are asked to find out what AM. Now AB is given to be 8, and we need to find out AM. If you remember, I had taught you in the previous class that for the concept of midpoint of a segment, the two smallers are equal and they are half of the bigger one. So we apply the same property over here. We'll get AM is equals to BM is equal to half of AB. So since we are interested in AM, so we'll simply write here that AM will be half of AB, and hence just writing the values, AM is equal to half of AB is given to be 8, 2 4 is 8, and you get AM equals to 4 units. That's it. Easy and interesting problem for you. That's it. Thank you. Okay students, another similar problem. In this problem it is discussed that point P is midpoint of segment CD. CB is equals to 2.5. Find length of CD. Now what do we see? That P is midpoint of segment CD. So let me draw segment CD for you. And here is your segment CD. What is said? That P is the midpoint. So we get CP equals to what? PD. Now they have given us the value of CP, which is 2.5, and we are asked to find out the whole CD. Remember students, once again, when we are talking about the midpoint, the two smallers are equal and they are bigger, or half of the bigger one. So we can just write down, since P is midpoint of segment CD, is what given to us. Hence we can say CP will be half of CD. Okay students, now let us substitute the values. We can see CP is what? 2.5 is equals to half of CD, and CD is what? Not given to us. We need to find out. Now this 2 is in the division. On shifting it will get multiplied. So 2.5 into 2 will give you CD. So 2.5 into 2 will give you what? 5. So CD equals to what? 5 units. Therefore we can say length of CD is equals to 5 units. And easy and interesting enough problem for you. That's it. Thank you very much.